What's going on, everybody? So it looks like every YouTube channel out there at some point has to do, every YouTube tool channel has to do a drill ranking at some point, or a tool ranking, where you rank the tools 1 through whatever. So now is my time to do one. However, one thing I'm going to do differently though, I want to rank the full, maybe I shouldn't put my hand in front of the nail gun. I want to rank the whole tool line, not just the drill, not just the impact. You know, everybody does the impact tests where they compare, you know, the impact Olympics, the drill driver Olympics, whatever, you know, where it's, you're testing one type of tool against the other brand's tools. I want to do it a little differently. I want to rank the full tool line. So if we're talking about Milwaukee, we're going to talk about the M18, the brushed tools, the M12, the brushless top of the line. Whatever's on the shelf available for consumers to buy, we are going to incorporate that into the ranking today. So we're not just ranking an individual tool, we're ranking the whole brand. This is a brand ranking. All right? Now I've got 12 brands that I'm going to rank. I know I don't have 12 here. I made some fancy signs for tools that I don't have. I don't have Ridgid or Hercules, but we're gonna rank them. We're gonna rank the whole brand, everything that's included in the brand that's commonly available right now today for the consumer to buy. So, Hilti, Festool, Matco, Ingersoll Rand, some of those other more specialized tool brands that really aren't available to the everyday consumer are not going to be ranked. Not that Festool isn't a good brand, it's probably one of the best woodworking brands out there, but in terms of being a large platform that everyday consumers and professional tool users can use doing various jobs, you know, you're not going to show up to a construction site with a box full of Festool. And the average consumer is not going to consider Hilti as an option because Hilti is a fleet brand. When you buy into Hilti, you're buying into the whole tool system. It's for companies that are spending tens of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars on a tool purchase. Ingersoll Rand, yeah, if you're changing semi-truck tires or you're a diesel mechanic, yeah, you might have Ingersoll Rand, but the average consumer doesn't have Ingersoll Rand. So we're considering commonly available tool brands. DeWalt, Metabo, Kobalt, Hart, Ryobi, the big ones. And one disclaimer, this is my opinion. This is my unprofessional opinion. I'm not an expert, I don't claim to be an expert, I'm just a guy. Hopefully the tool channel kind of gives you an idea. It doesn't say master of one or jack of all, it's jerk off. It's literally in my name that I don't know what I'm talking about. So if you have a dispute, feel free to comment, but realize I'm not coming at this as some kind of authority, okay? Take it easy. But I did include Snap-on because I guaranteed if I put this in the ranking, I'm guaranteed to get like 3,000 extra views of people just hating. The Harbor Freight boys going crazy. And the Snap-on, you know, the Snap-on boys. So I'm putting this in just because I know I'm going to get a bunch of jerky boys going nuts over it, and it's going to get me like 3,000 more views just off of that alone. So here it is. Did I give all the disclaimers? Everything's covered? All right, let's get started. All right, one other disclaimer before I get started. Actually, 2 disclaimers before I get started. Number 1, this ranking is going to incorporate cost as a factor. A lot of these rankings that these YouTubers do, they only consider performance. Who is the best impact drill? Who drives the bolts the fastest? And they don't consider price as a factor. This ranking is going to consider price as a factor. Number 2, not only will I be ranking them in terms of their rank, I will also give them a numeric rank. So out of 100. I'm going to give a numerical rank, so hopefully that will give further clarification to why I place things in the position that they are. All right, with all that nonsense out of the way, here we go. Number one. Would you like to take a guess who number one is? We all know who number one is. It's not a mystery. You know what's in my hand. You know what this is. Milwaukee, baby. Milwaukee's number one. That is not up for debate, by the way. Any of you DeWalt boys. Milwaukee's number one. Why is it number one? It's number one because, by and large, across the platform, they have the most powerful tools. They have the best quality tools. Ask any tradesman who is not deeply committed to any particular tool line, and the vast majority of them are going to say Milwaukee. The Milwaukee guys will say Milwaukee. The run-of-the-mill guys will say, yeah, you know, Milwaukee's probably the best. Even the DeWalt guys, you might get a little out of them. They don't want to admit it, but, you know. It's the best tool. It's the best tool brand. Do they have crappy tools? Yeah. Yeah, they do. Their brushed line, it's brushed tools. It's not great. Homeowner use, sure. But, like their brushless non-fuel line, it's okay. Not great. But again, we're ranking the whole tool line here. Milwaukee is one of the most innovative companies. They're not the top innovator on everything. They were a little late incorporating pouch cell batteries. They were behind DeWalt and Flex. They were a little late. But by and large, throughout the entire brand, they have the highest quality tools. And they have really some pretty good specials. You can get Milwaukee tools on special buy at Home Depot for very reasonable prices. And for that reason, they are number one. And I gave them a ranking of 93 out of 100. Not 100 out of 100 because they're not perfect. Like I said, they were a little late coming out with their pouch cell battery system. They do still, for some inexplicable reason, have those brushed and non-fuel 10-year-old brushless tools still out on their displays at Home Depot, which I don't understand. So, not perfect, but 93 out of 100, they are in the number one position. Number two. This one might also be a little controversial. Number two is Flex. I put Flex above DeWalt. Yes, I did, DeWalt fanboys. Cry me a river, cry me a river, cry me, cry me. Flex is number two. If you watch the tool tests, Flex tools are either number one or number two in every test. You test the, look, go and look up Project Farm. Go after, turn this channel's a trash channel. Go over to Project Farm. Don't listen to me. You go to Project Farm whenever they test Flex tools. Flex is either number one or number two. I think. There might be a few times where it's number three. I don't know. The angle grinder. The hammer drill. The quick change impact. The circular saw. The rear handle saw. The 6.5 inline saw. Flex has like 6 or 8 tools that are top of the line in their category, beating Milwaukee a lot of the time. I think the jury's kind of out as to who has the better impact, the Flex quick release or the new, like, whatever it is, Gen 4 Milwaukee impact driver. Stellar tools. What's the negative about this tool brand? They're big. They're big honking tools, 24 volt. This is the compact. They're big. The battery is big. This is the 3.5 stacked lithium. This is actually one of the most, I think this might be the most compact battery they have. The 2.5 amp hour regular battery sticks out another half an inch to an inch. It's a little shorter, but it sticks out longer. So it's a big honking battery system, which can be a little ungangly, especially when you have a lighter tool like this or like an impact. But if you're putting it on an angle grinder, you got a nice powerful tool that's going to give you a lot of performance. The other negative is it's a relatively new brand. They've only been around since 2021. Oh man, everybody online is hating on Flex these days. Holy man, every time I go through my shorts, it's something about how Flex is dying as a brand because they don't have as much shelf space as DeWalt or what have you. DeWalt is a great tool brand. Flex is a great tool brand. They're not going anywhere. I hate to break it to you, all you fear mongers out there and haters. know there's haters out there. You haters need to change your diapers, wash the sand out of your bleep, and get on board with Flex, because it's a great tool brand. And I'm giving it, what am I giving it? 92 out of 100. 1 point behind Milwaukee. This is a great brand. New brand, 2021 they came out. Chervon is the parent company. They've only been out 3 years. It's an incomplete tool line. If you're a general contractor, you're in general construction, you're not going to be able to use exclusively Flex, because there are some tools that they don't have. Let me see if I can think of one.
A few moments later.
Flex doesn't have a concrete saw. They don't have I don't know, I can't think of anything else. But if you look at their tool line compared to like Milwaukee or DeWalt or anything else, it's a smaller brand, it's a newer brand. They are coming out with new tools. They just came out with a 1/2 inch impact, 1/2 inch and a 3/4 impact wrench. Those are Torque Test Channel has great things to say about them. So give them some time. Haters, relax, chill out, change your diapers. We got a great brand here in Flex. Got great deals too on some of these battery platforms. Man, there was a promotion from Lowe's that actually just ended where you could get a 3.5 amp stacked lithium battery and some of their great tools for like, what was it, $159, $199? I got their one-handed recip with one of the 3.5 amp. Anyway, potentially my favorite tool brand. But in terms of overall quality of the line, just behind Milwaukee with 92 out of 100. All right, next up, DeWalt. I'm not a DeWalt hater, by the way. I love DeWalt. I have numerous DeWalt tools. I have several DeWalt sanders, jigsaw, drill, a couple other things. I do like DeWalt. By the way, they were the first ones, I believe the first ones. Somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they were the first ones to come out with multiple different sizes of the pouch cell battery. They came out with the 1.7 and the 5 amp hour, I believe, before any of the other brands. I believe before Flex. Could be wrong. Check me on that. Definitely before Milwaukee. They came out with their pouch cell, I think, in like 2020 or 2021. They were one of the leaders of that game. All right, DeWalt, great contractor tool brand. They got their Atomic line, which is sort of their more DIY line. They got the XR, top of the line. None of their tools are trash. They're all really solid tools. You can't go wrong having these as a professional, as a DIYer. Solid tool brand, been around forever. Even after they were acquired a few years ago by Stanley Black & Decker, by and large, the standards and the quality hasn't changed. It's a great tool brand with lots of great tools. 89 out of 100, couple points behind the Milwaukee and the Flex. Solid tool brand. Next, Makita. Makita is where we start to get problematic. 5 years ago, I would have said Makita is a direct competitor to these other tools. Like this used to be the flight of tools for professional users. If you had any one of these tools, that's like the big three at Home Depot, you know, Makita, DeWalt, and Milwaukee. Lately, I don't know what has happened with Makita, but things are not looking good. Their North America sales are falling off of a cliff. They launched their 40-volt line, tool line, 6 months ago, a year ago, I don't know, not long ago, and it has completely belly flopped. Nobody buys those things. And they honestly are not even better than some of the higher end 18-volt systems out there. The batteries are gigantic. Again, it's a 40-volt. They're expensive. It's like $300-400 for, you know, your average circ saw or drill and an impact kit. It's flopped. Makita's not doing good. I have this subcompact here. It's kind of nice, but like, I believe this was rated as literally the worst subcompact drill on the market right now. Makita is struggling. Now, that said, we have to rank the entire length and breadth of the tool brand. It's still good. It's still quality, and I know there are Makita fanboys out there, and there's good reason to be a Makita fanboy because they are high quality tools, made in Japan, good quality tools. But something has been going on with that brand for a while now, where they are not doing too hot. So I'm giving them 85 out of 100. If you show them up on the job site with Makita, you're good. 5 years from now, I do not know if I can say that with the way things are going with Makita. But anyway, solid tool brand with some concerns. Next up. Ooh, we're about to get controversial in here. Snap-on, baby, snap-on. The Hercules boys are hopping up and down, hopping like Hercules little jackrabbits right now. And the Snap-on fanboys are doing unchristian things to themselves at this moment. Oop, one of my lights just died. One of my Bosch 12-volt lights. I try to get the lighting, and I don't have a good system down right now. Let me go change out the battery on that. Change out my Bosch 12-volt light, which I love. This thing's great. I use it for painting, as you can tell by the paint smudges all over it. As I was saying, Snap-on. Snap-on, Snap-on. Snap-on power tools are made in the United States of America. I believe they are the only power tool company to manufacture a majority. I haven't checked the Snap-on catalog. I don't know if all of their power tools are made in the USA. I would suspect that they are not. In fact, I'm almost sure that some of the ratchets are made in somewhere else. I don't know. But a majority of the Snap-on power tools are made in the United States, which is something that no other brand can say. No other brand manufactures battery tools in the United States. It's all in China. Some in Taiwan, some South Korea, a little bit in Mexico. DeWalt makes a few things in Mexico, but Snap-on makes them here in the great old USA. And for that, they get credit. They get credit for, providing American jobs, not only on the manufacturing end, but on the sales and distribution end. You can say that it is a big old racket and way too expensive, and you're probably right. They are ridiculously expensive. I got this 14.4 volt kit with 2 batteries and a charger for $400, which is pretty heavily discounted because I think the retail is like $600, but my Snap-on dealer was having a special, and he gave me some grill accessories with it too. Pretty fancy, right? Does this look like a $400 barbecue accessory? They are expensive, very expensive. And they're not the most powerful either. Torque Test channel and various other channels have tested the 18-volt Snap-on impacts against Milwaukee, against Ingersoll Rand, against others, and they are not always at or even near the top. Oftentimes, Snap-on comes in a distant second or third. However, your Snap-on dealer, if you're an auto mechanic, will drive right up to your door, provide you a USA-made, extremely high-quality tool. If you just listen to this thing, listen to a Makita. I don't know if maybe you can't hear it. Try a Metabo. This is the noisiest drill on the market. Listen to this. Sounds good, but then listen to the Snap-on. Let's see if the microphone can pick it up. It sounds like quality. I don't know what it is. Precision. You can just hear the precision. First time I heard that, I was like, ooh, that sounds nice. These are high quality tools. The warranty It's not like a blow your hair back warranty. It's like industry standard, I don't know, 2-3 years, whatever. So that's why I give Snap-on an 83 out of 100. Great quality tools, delivered right to your door by an American distributor, made by American hands. But you're gonna feel a little raw down in the nether regions afterward, if you know what I mean. Their newest gen impact line with 2 batteries, their 18-volt line with their 18-volt kit is like $900 for the new kit. And a Milwaukee would be like, I don't know, like $300. So you're paying out the fanny. And for that reason, it's not, you know, a higher ranking, but very nice tools. The only USA made power tool that will be on the table today, because I believe they are the only USA made tool brand. All right, next up, we got a tie. A tie. I couldn't split them. I sat and thought about it for a while, and I could not split Metabo and Bosch. Sorry, I don't have an 18-volt Bosch. But again, it's the whole line, all right? Bosch, 18-volt and 12-volt. Metabo, 18-volt and 36-volt. They came out with a 36-volt line not that long ago. You can interchange the batteries between the 18 and 36-volt tools. I can't split them. I feel like these two tools are right in the same market segment, right in the same price point, quality. I really like both of these brands. I have quite a few Metabo drills and impacts. Bosch, I only have the 12-volt tools. I don't have the 18-volt, but you know, they're a legend among the trades. Really can't go wrong with either brand. Metabo started out as Hitachi, hence the HPT. I'm holding it the wrong way. HPT, that stands for Hitachi Power Tool. I don't know when the merger was or the acquisition, maybe about 4, 5, 6 years ago. I forget. But Metabo was merged with Hitachi and is now Metabo HPT. There's a European Metabo that's just called straight Metabo. That's a different animal. We're just talking about the USA Metabo HPT. When they were Hitachi, they manufactured a lot of nailers. You still see a lot of the nailers out there, pneumatic nailers. Very high quality, great roofing tool company. Good impacts, their triple hammer impact, legendary. Bosch, also a lot of great tools, a lot of great SDS hammers. Freak impact driver, which is the impact wrench and could also take 1/4-inch bits. That's a nice innovation. I have their Chameleon here. This is a great little drill that you can change out with all the different heads. Give them both an 80 out of 100. Good things to say. You know, they're not stellar. They're not gonna necessarily compete with some of these top brands here, but definitely solid brands. So they're gonna go in my number 6 position. Both get number 6, tied. Let me put them here so I don't knock them over. All right, in our number 8 position, a tool that I do not own. So I made a nice little stand for it. Ridgid. I don't know how I've managed to avoid owning any Ridgid tools. I've been very close to pulling the trigger on some Ridgid tools. And I, for one reason or another, have not. Possibly because I cannot financially justify investing in my 20th battery line. The wife is starting to be not such a huge fan of what I bring home from Home Depot all the time. Ridgid, very solid, top-level DIY brand, lower-level professional brand. I've seen pro guys use Ridgid. It's a very reasonably priced tool brand. The quality is good. I don't hear a ton of complaints about Ridgid. You know, their price point is right kind of smack dab in the middle. There's several tools that they have that are right in the running with some of the pro tools. The specials that you can get when they're on special buy at Home Depot, you can get kits a Ridgid kit for under $100 with, you know, either the angle grinder, the multi-tool, a drill, a circ saw. You can get them for $99 as a kit. That's a great value, especially for a DIYer who's just looking to pick up a couple tools for work around the house. So I'm gonna give it a 79 out of 100. I'll put it very, very close behind Bosch and Metabo. This sort of area in the ranking gets a little murky. If you want to switch any of these out in this grouping here, I would be fine with that. Same thing with what I'm going to put next, which is Hercules. I don't own any Hercules, hence they get another little table stand here. Hercules is a great up-and-coming brand. They are gunning for the pro tool market. Their drills and impacts are right there in the running, right behind your Milwaukee DeWalt Flex. They have been growing their line, so you're going to start to see enough tools in the Hercules line where you can only buy into that line, and you don't have to go outside the line to get the tools. I'm sure that Harbor Freight is going to continue launching more and more tools in this brand. It's a good value brand, same kind of like Ridgid. You could get tool kits for $99 and under. I know a lot of mechanics use their impacts, their ratchets. So great tool brand, can't go wrong with it. And perfect for budget-minded pros or DIYers. Next up, Kobalt. Can you see it? Kobalt. Work. Make noise. Do something. Hello. Hello. That sounds nice. What speed is it on? Put it on high speed. Is that max? I like Kobalt tools. Kobalt is a very budget-friendly brand. Now, their older tools in this line, this sort of Gen 1 line, were very much DIY tools. But however, they have since come out with the Kobalt. It's another X thing, XGT. Picture up above. I think it's the XGT, X something. Their new brand is like definitely professional grade. It's excellent. They got the upgraded battery cells in their batteries. So the Kobalt line is coming in hot behind Ridgid and Hercules. Great specials going on. I got this die grinder for 37 bucks. Bare tool. 37 bucks I got this. You know what a Milwaukee die grinder is? Tool only? I don't know, $200, something like that. You can get great deals on Flex tools over at Lowe's if you shop around and get them when they're on clearance. I really like this tool brand. Great for DIYers. A couple of their tools, especially the more recent line, could definitely hang in the professional market. And it's just one of those brands where you can get great value out of it when you get them on sale. So, 73 out of 100. Right behind Hercules and Ridgid. All right, we're getting down to the last two. Number 11 is Ryobi. I would have been fine just leaving it at this and not even talking about a brand like Ryobi, but why not? Why not throw it in? You know, I could have just made it a nice round 10, but I said let me throw in two more and talk about Ryobi. Ryobi is a brand that a lot of people love because it's cheap. Ryobi tools are cheap, and price is one of the considering factors in our ranking here. You can get tool kits at Ryobi with a battery and a charger for like $70 during Ryobi days or when it's clearance at Home Depot. You can get great deals on Ryobi tools. And if you're not trying to build a bank vault, you can push home some little fasteners. You can free up some nuts and bolts that are stuck on if they're not too bad. You can get some work done with Ryobi tools. And it's not going to hurt your wallet, and you're not going to get that feeling down your backside that you do as you take those 2 steps off of the Snap-on truck. Those of you who've been on it know what I'm talking about. It's a very reasonable brand for homeowners, DIYers, the like, and so it's coming in at the number 11 position with 70 points out of 100. Very solid tool if you're not trying to make money off of your tools. Nothing wrong with owning some Ryobi tools. And last but not least, number 12 coming in is the Hart. Got a big old nailer here. The Hart nailer. I got this for 75 bucks. Pretty good deal. I got it on clearance. I needed a nailer and I didn't want to shell out the 200 and something for the Milwaukee, so I just got the Hart. The Hart brand is made by TTI. It's the same company that makes Milwaukee, Ridgid, I believe so. Ryobi. They also make Hart. Hart is very similar to Ryobi in many respects. However, there's one advantage that Hart has that I really like, and that is Hart batteries are slide-in, slide-out batteries, whereas Ryobi batteries are like the old NiCad style where they have the little thing that you got to stick in there. It makes them a little stickier, and Ryobi batteries are a little bit more likely to fall out, a little bit more likely to break and fail than the slide-in, slide-out batteries that Hart uses. In terms of tool quality, they're very similar. In terms of price, they're very similar. Hart has just come out with a Gen 2 brushless line that I'm very intrigued by. They look pretty high quality. They are a little bit expensive for their position in the market. I think the Gen 2 brushless, they're something around like $90 as a kid, $89 as a kid. But you can get the tools on clearance. I've gotten a whole bunch of Hart tools for $30, $40, $50, tool only. They clearance out their kits pretty often, so you can get 2 4-amp-hour batteries, a charger, and a tool for $99. That's very reasonable for getting these 4-amp-hour batteries. Again, solid brand for the homeowner, DIYer. I've taken this to jobs before. You know, I've shot trim and shot stuff into cupboards and shelving and, you know, what have you. So there's nothing wrong with it. So I gave it a 68 out of 100. Decent quality, right there alongside Ryobi. All right, so that's our 12. I've got some honorable mentions though. I want to give an honorable mention to Craftsman. Craftsman tools are okay tools. I know there's some Craftsman people out there. I've used Craftsman tools. I've used them on the job before. They're decent tools. They're not great, but they're okay. They are right in that same position of the market as Ryobi and Hart. So they're decent for the price. I wouldn't go trying to build a house with them, but you can get some work done with those tools. And then the other one, do I have it here? What did I do with it? Where's my other honorable mention? My other honorable mention is Hyper Tough, the 12-volt line. This is nowhere in the ranking. They're not next. These aren't 13 and 14. I'm just saying, honorable mention. I like this extended neck ratchet. I got on clearance for 30 bucks as a kid, I think. And like, it's not half bad. And their impact, their new brushless impact, these are decent tools. So, you know, honorable mention. All right, there's your ranking. If you don't like it, why don't you go and snivel down in the comments. If you agree with me on some things, go ahead and give a like and give a comment. Again, I'm not some sort of authority on this thing. I'm not coming at this from some place of authority. I'm just a guy with a burn mark on the side of my cheek. I'm just a guy who files his fingernails with a file sander. I'm just a guy who brushes his teeth with a file sander. Just a guy who dabbles in tools, who likes tools, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you. So, comment, like, don't share it, subscribe if you feel like it. Have a nice life. We'll see you next time.
Since recording the video, I have been informed that when you do tool rankings, you're supposed to start with the number 10 position and then work your way up to number 1. I'm not changing it. It is what it is.